Okay. Could you just go through these wines by the glass?
Yeah. Clos du Bois Reserve Chardonnay is Russian River Valley appellation. Again, we talked about the Russian River with Pinot Noir with Gary Farrell before. Again, very typical to Burgundy's climate, so they're growing Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in there. To have a reserve wine by the glass at this price point is almost unheard of. Clos du Bois means enclosure in the woods, completely surrounded, sustainable vineyard, really nice stuff. We went through Borgo Conventi before. Again, main thing about this, co-op growers in Collio, right on the border of Slovenia, so very northern Italy, inside Friuli, which is one of the most impressive Pinot Grigio producers, and just northern Italy, Pinot Grigio by Ruffino. Kind of an almost rarity is Sauvignon Blanc coming out of the Napa Valley. They just did a comparison of the 15 producers of Sauvignon Blanc in Napa Valley, and Charles Krug came in fifth. Charles Krug claims to be the oldest winery in Napa Valley. They got started in 1861, and it's owned by the Peter Mondavi family. So after the fight between Robert and Peter went his way, Robert Mondavi kept his winery, and Peter took over the Charles Krug vineyard. Next, we have a Riesling from the Mosel, which is a region named after the river that the grapes are grown on. So this is the Mosel in Germany. Max Ferdinand Richter is the producer, and this is his state or house-style Riesling. So not as typically sweet as American Rieslings, but it does have a minerality and slate component that people really like. Loredana Viognier, again Viognier, floral wine, very aromatic, floral, honeysuckle, pear type of flavors. Loredana is producing their California Viognier, so it's sourced from all over, mainly Monterey, and nice, interesting alternative to white wines. Montevino White Zinfandel, I call it the Cadillac of white Zinfandels. It's got a lot of fresh strawberry flavor, it's got some acidity. It's definitely not your grandmother's white Zinfandel, it's kind of got a little bit more complexity in body. Moving on to the reds, you have Estancia Merlot. Estancia, again, we're down south of Livermore on the Monterey and southern coast of California. Estancia Merlot, quintessential grape, and they do a really nice job with it. Moving on to one of your more well-known producers, you have Jacobs Creek, one of the oldest in Australia. This is their reserve Shiraz. So again, not the typical Shiraz you're going to see on the shelves in liquor stores, but a reserve Shiraz, a little bit spicier, jammier, very full-bodied, higher in alcohol than a Syrah. Wild Horse Cabernet is grown in Paso Robles. Paso Robles, one of the warmest areas in California. We really get big, ripe grapes to produce a really nice, full-bodied wine that they could really, craft into a wine for the masses. One of the few wines we have from Oregon is Erath Pinot Noir. Erath is just Oregon, whole complement of Oregon together. They blend from about 14 different vineyards and create just their home run Pinot Noir. So people that like Oregon Pinot Noir, this is one of the most famous producers, home run. We have Santa Cristina Sangiovese. So this is from Tuscany. Santa Cristina is owned by the Antinori family. Sangiovese is the main grape component that goes into Chianti and Chianti Classico. So instead of them calling their wine Chianti or Chianti Classico, they're able to source from all of Tuscany and make the wine more to their style and not the government's standards. Brochel Malbec, again, we talked about the Trapiche family down there and how they're the biggest landowners. So their premier properties and the premier grapes every year go into their Brochel line of wines. So in this case, you have Brochel Malbec, really pretty wine. It's got a slanted label on the bottle, so it sticks out on a table. People like to drink it. It looks good. And again, very full-bodied. Campo Viejo Carranza, again, Rioja, Spain. So again, you have the three regions in Rioja. This one's sourced from the nicer region, Rioja Alta, and it's done in the Crianza style, so it's not as full-bodied as the rest of the Riojas on your list. It's a little bit lighter and softer, not as much oak aging. Again, still American and French oak, so it has that creaminess and smokiness as well.
Okay. Yes.